It's Wednesday again, and you know what that means. It's the day for humping. So, hump 'em if you got 'em. And welcome to Lycans in the Stream. Yes, I'm in the stream, so someone please hand me a towel. It's wet in here. Hello, Rick. Welcome, welcome. How are you, sir? Audio is perfect. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, I did some tinkering with it this week because the second game after Kid Icarus is fairly loud too, so I think I got it to where everything will work nicely. I'm well ready for Sunday. What happened Sunday? Oh, okay. Football, gotcha. Is it so the winner of Sunday's game goes to the Super Bowl? They I didn't realize they'd gone that far through the playoffs. But then again, you know me, I pay little attention to this stuff. Hello, kitten. Welcome, welcome. How you feeling? AFC title game, okay. And the Chiefs. Quite alright, kitten. I only started up a few minutes ago. And this actually gave me a couple of extra minutes to do something I had forgotten. Namely, double check my old save slots to figure out which one to use tonight. Because the last thing you want to do is save over something. Well, that's good. Glad you're over the ick. How did you get over the ick? Did you take some Robitussin with a spoon? I can think of at least 2 games that describes. I'm embarrassed to say this, Rick, but no, I have not. I got busy last week working on something for a project upcoming in a couple of months that involves somebody else working on part of it. So my focus was mainly on getting that finished or close to finished, so I would have they would have plenty of time to do their part. On top of that, my insomnia has been kind of worse than usual, so yeah, that kind of got put by the wayside. I'm sorry. I feel bad. But yeah, I definitely want to get that up and check it out, and I definitely want to get that checked out with the with the Black Magic card, because I want to see if I can actually get the consoles hooked up to it and doing stuff. I remember the main problem I had was trying to figure out why it wasn't giving me sound. Jean-Claude Van dipshit. Welcome, Scorn. Welcome. God damn, that was a great movie. If anyone doesn't know the reference to that, that's from Violent Night, which is, thanks to Scorn, it's one of my new holiday required viewings. Basically, for those who are not familiar with it, basically picture Die Hard, but instead of John McClane, it's actually Santa Claus. And I'm not saying a guy in a Santa Claus outfit. It's the real freaking Santa Claus. And the head bad guy is played by John Leguizamo, and my God, he is a masterful bastard. It's not like the old Leguizamo where you wanted to just punch him because he existed. This time around, you want to punch him because he is such a effective scumbag. So yes, highly recommended. Also added onto my holiday viewing list is Black Friday. Alien zombie siege in a toy store on Black Friday. With Bruce Campbell playing the store manager. And actually the lead is played by Devon Sawa, who played Alex in Final Destination, and who's also currently starring in the Chucky TV series. I have to guess I have still not actually seen an episode of Stranger Things. I am so ridiculously behind on everything because I'm so often trying to multitask whenever I'm sitting at my computer, and it prevents me from just sitting down and specifically watching something. Like when I have a movie or a TV show, I want to watch it, I want to absorb it and all that, and I can't do that when I got something else going on. I just, my attention doesn't work that way. Well. Yeah, I have just so many damn things. Like, the most recent thing where I've actually watched the entire series would be the Night Court revival. I've watched the entire first season of that. But to give you an idea on how far behind I am on things that I definitely want to watch, I still haven't seen Squid Game. I also have not seen a lot of the newer Transformers animated stuff, like the Combiner Wars Machinima series, and that's going back to like 2012. I don't know what's keeping me. It's not like I actually work or anything or sleep. You'd think I'd be able to handle that. Alright, let me just finish cleaning my glasses here. We can get going. By the way, if I didn't mention it before, my webcam is fragged. Yes, sadly, it has ceased to be. It has joined the Choir Invisible. But I cannot complain at all because it was not a very expensive webcam. I think I paid less than $30 for it, and it gave me about a good 5 years of service. I mean, I wasn't I think I got it. When did I get that? I got it about the time I started actually doing, including myself in videos. So that would probably be about 2020. So maybe so maybe I had it for about 3-4 years. But still, definitely nothing I can gripe about. It served it very nobly. Okay. Yeah, one of the things I'm going to have to do, I'm going to just have to take a look back at some of the things that I've gotten a hold of and haven't watched and be like, you know what, just give yourself a couple hours a day and just watch something. I will say, actually, the most recent thing that I've watched, and I have my friend Arklon to thank for this, is Hell of a Boss. And dear God, I love that show. That show is freaking amazing. Luna is my girl. Okay, let me just adjust a couple of things here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Let's check controls. Okay, control. I didn't know that was going to happen. Well, I guess her shift's over. There we go. Hello, nurse. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep that for like the end of the video. Yeah. Okay. All right, let me get my timer going. Okay. 3, 2, 1. I woke up in the hospital in a vegetative state. Must have been in a food coma. Welcome back to Kid Icarus. When last we left, I was in the third of the 3 fortresses. I had gotten smacked in the noggin by a vegetable, and as a result became a walking vegetable. But I made my way to the hospital, and I am once again feeling, well, I guess I'm feeling in the pits, because I'm myself again. So the only thing to do now is get through the fortress and face the boss. So, time to check out. Now, one thing I want to do real quick, let me bring up my map. I want to see where I am. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to be, yeah, I'm going to be following a fairly convoluted path back, it looks like. And even more so, one towards the boss. Yeah, this is the big problem with the fortresses. They are never, ever straight shots. So, with your pardon, I'm probably going to have to check the maps a couple of times as we go through this. So if things go quiet, that's why. And Shemums as usual. Got some Uranos here. And yeah, I do have 3 mallets. I remember now I was kind of cautious about getting rid of the or freeing the Centurions, because I wasn't sure if I had to do that in order to clear up a path. Oh, by the way, the annoying thing about those ladders up at the top of the screen, if you hold on to one of those, if you descend one of those, you can hold on and not drop down, but you can't climb back up unless you can leap onto the ladder. So you can very easily find yourself just getting stuck in a room with no way back. So the ladders down are always much more of a gamble than anything else. And that ain't the way. That was a risk, but it worked. So while I'm going through here, might as well give you a little bit of a spoiler. The boss here is called Pandora. And the name, as you probably might or might not know, probably might or might not know, yeah. That's a way to put a sentence together. Is, as many things are taken from Greek mythology. Pandora's name, one translation of it is all gifts. G-I-F-T-S, not G-I-F-S. And her origin actually varies a little bit depending on the mythology. 1 second, got to check the map again. Let's see, that just leads to a shop. Does that lead anywhere I need to be? No. Okay, this might lead somewhere. The mythology actually varies in different ways depending on the version and also the translation, because some things got messed up when it was translated from Greek to Latin. The biggest thing that got messed up was the idea of Pandora's box. What actually was in the original myth was a jar. Damn it. Yeah, it was unavoidable. I should have had that. Apparently the words in Latin for jar and box both start with P and are very, very close. So the person who was doing the translation messed that up. Hence Pandora's box instead of Pandora's jar. But the main idea behind Pandora's box, Pandora was given gifts by all the gods of various skills and crafts, some physical gifts like clothes and jewelry and such. But one of the things she was given was a clay jar and or box, depending on how you look at it, and curiosity. Oh, by the way, it was actually said to be Hermes that gave her the name Pandora. That was one of his gifts to her. But the idea was she was given curiosity, and then she was given the clay jar, and like, ooh, I don't know what's inside. And what's inside were all of the things that plague man today. There are a couple of contradictory reasons for this. Some say it was just, Zeus being a dick. He actually had Hephaestus make her, because much like Eve in Christian mythology, Pandora was the first human woman. But and also, just like Eve in Christian mythology, their vile woman was responsible for bringing all the ills onto the human world. Typical misogynistic mythological shit. Oh God. Not this again. I hate you. I still hate Pluton more, but I hate you too. Anyway, where the hell was I? And on a related note, where the hell am I? In some of the myths, in both of the myths, Pandora managed to close one thing in it before it escaped. In some of the myths, the thing she left in there was hope. But there's not really an explanation as to why hope was in there with all these other evil things. In some myths, the thing that was sealed in there and couldn't escape was foreknowledge or foresight, which basically would have meant that humans would have known everything that was going to happen to them in the entirety of their lives, and thus would have lost all hope. Okay, I am on the right track. Okay, one little Shemem to deal with, no big deal. Ah! Shit! No! No! No, I will not be planted. Screw you. Screw you, hippie. Eggplant-loving sucker. Another, oh, Tros, by the way, if I didn't mention it last time, this is what this is. Or Tros, I don't know. The giant, by the way, was Uranos. And it was depicted in the manual as breathing fire, though it never does that. Another version of the myth had Pandora being created by Hephaestus at Zeus's request in order to Uranos here, in order to punish man for what Prometheus did, which was ascend to Mount Olympus and bring fire back to the humanity. Okay, good. Top myself off here. And I should probably go back and free some Centurions if I possibly can. But Pandora was presented to Epimetheus, the brother of Prometheus. And Prometheus actually warned him, look, do not accept this woman. This is a trick by Zeus. You know, he's doing it to get back at us. And he was, of course, right. Snot, can I go back? Nope. Okay, well, no Centurions for me then. Oh well. And right into the battle with Pandora. So Pandora doesn't really do much except float around and turn invisible. The bigger problems are those bubbles floating around because they're very unpredictable. I think in the Kid Icarus mythology, Pandora is actually the god of all disasters, which is kind of appropriate. Whoops. So you gotta watch yourself around these things, because both the bubbles and Pandora are kind of unpredictable in the way they move, though Pandora is a little easier to dodge around. It'd be really nice if the long-range arrow worked in the fortress, but alas, it does not. It also would have been nice if I hadn't been so paranoid about the Centurions and I could get some help here, but alas. Yeah, because we powered up. So we're able to do a lot more damage. Yeah, Hades and Stray Gods. Yeah, I mean, everything is cyclical, and... Wow, I don't think I've ever ducked under a bubble before. Twice now. I think it's a lot easier to... This comment veers a little bit into religion, but I would think it's easier to use things like Greek, Norse, basically any non-Christian mythology as a subject matter for a game or a story or a movie than it is to use Christian mythology. Like the one exception I can really think of was Dante's Inferno. And wow, did I just get around the hitbox of that somehow while I was standing? And there's also things like the Left Behind games, but their intention is to mine Christian mythology for stuff. I think it's just an easier sell to most people. They're less willing to argue over it. There aren't as many sensitive types about the so-called ancient religions. But anyway. But that's I think that's also part of the reason why Wisdom Tree had to do all of their stuff on the sly. With Noah's Ark and Sunday Fun Day and all that stuff, whereas Nintendo could freely make a game like this about Greek mythology. Of course, there's also the fact that Wisdom Tree never actually went to Nintendo and got a license, and before that they were making some pretty sketchy shit. But that's a story for another day. So as you can see, as long as you're paying attention, Pandora is not that difficult. And done. Now I'd have a chance at one last power-up here if I didn't already have them all. Pit equipped himself with the 3 treasures, sacred treasures. So we have the light arrow, the mirror shield, which can deflect shots, not straight out hits, and the wings of Pegasus, which I'm hoping were something gifted and not just ripped off it. So we got some special enemies in here. The totem things, as you can probably imagine, were totems. And this is Icarus, who is listed in the manual as the god of revenge. So you shoot it and it's going to come back at you. The actual god of revenge, by the way, in Greek mythology was Nemesis. And this is Siren, spelled with a Y. And now we have Daphne, which is a corrupted plant that has poison thorns and flaps its petals to fly. This level, by the way, as you can see, the background is completely irrelevant to where you can move. And this is Zuri, which is just a bothersome little ghost, nothing really significant about it. But yeah, the background is just there for decoration. This level actually, from what I've heard, will go on until you've defeated a certain amount of enemies. I don't know if that's actually true, because I never usually had a problem getting through the to the end fairly quickly. Ah, you jerk. And that jerk is Moira, a flying starfish. And I'm taking more hits than I really feel comfortable with. But I have Waters of Life, so who cares? As you can see, similar to the Rockmen before, if you destroy a totem and the heart is still there, another one won't appear. What? Okay, the mirror shield does shit. That was supposed to reflect stuff. The manual lies. Or I don't remember if it actually said it in the manual, but if it did, it would be a lie. Yeah, that's what the mirror shield is supposed to do, but it clearly didn't do it. It's entirely possible that the mirror shield just has a weird hitbox. Let's face it, in Kid Icarus, that would not be an odd occurrence. And, so that's the whole of the enemies here. We have one left. Yes, the Oracle Slide, what a surprise. They will destroy a great kingdom. Generally speaking, unless you've memorized what's coming, the best thing is to try to hang towards the middle. Okay, here we go. At the end, we have two enemies here. One is Medusa, snake women. Why did it have to be snake women? And the other is the snake named Thanatos. Now, okay, that's what the mirror shield is actually for, reflecting Medusa's blasts. However, if you angle yourself just right, you can avoid everything. Well, almost everything. What you actually want to do here is time your blasts so you destroy Thanatos as it's coming at you. And also, that way you'll be able to hit Medusa. It's a little hard to get the exact right positioning, but there we are. So with this right here, as long as you aim to destroy Thanatos, you can usually hit Medusa. Every once in a while to make a liar out of me. There we go. Now we got it. By the way, Thanatos is listed as the god of death, but that's technically misnamed. The actual name is Thanatos. But hey, you know, maybe they couldn't get the licensing rights, I don't know. Okay, and as you see, the Waters of Life will still work. I am very out of practice because I used to be able to do this without taking a hit at all. So this is a bit slow going, but... And there is Medusa. And there goes Medusa. Dun-dee, 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 dun-dee. Thank you, Pit. And I'm not sure if that was the best ending or not, because I think something else is supposed to happen. Or I could be wrong about that. Medusa was destroyed and the light of peace returned to Angel Land, but in order to maintain peace, Pit's struggle continues. Yeah, it starts you over at the beginning. There was some conjecture as to how many endings this actually has. Some say 4, some say 5, and it comes partly from the bad ending being taken out of from the Japanese version, where if you just completely botch everything, not a lot of hearts, not a lot of power-ups, all kinds of things like that. You take too much damage. She ends up turning Pit into a speck nose. And Hip Tanaka would go on to do a whole lot of things. But there was supposed to be an ending where she not only turns Pit into an adult, but there were birds and stuff flying around, implying that he and Palutena were somehow married or something like that. The hero, you! A hero is me! And we start over at the beginning. Now, we have the strength we had all the endurance, we had all the hearts. We kept the 3 weapons, but no barrel, no waters of life, no feathers, no hammers, no nothing. Lame Tanaka, yeah, the other one. He was inevitable? I suppose he was. And with all that said and done, there's really nothing different about the next playthrough, at least not that I'm aware of. So that well and truly does it for Kid Icarus. So I guess the lesson to be learned today, always do the best you can to please the goddess that looks out for you. And, vegetables are good, but not in your face. So take care until we game again. Cut. One of the things that really drives me nuts is when I have like a catchphrase or something that I wanted to say in my head, and then I suddenly can't remember if I said it or not. Like midway through, I'm like, shit, did I say this when I wanted to say it, or did I not? And that happened with Snake Women. Did it have to be Snake Women? I'm like, did I say this approaching the Medusa battle? Should I say it again? What if I already said it? It's going to sound dumb if I say it again. So if I said it, great. If I didn't, then that will probably be the episode title, I hope. Assuming I can remember that. Okay, then. Okay. I need some water here. Bear with me. Some more of my usual carbonated water, so I'm trying to make sure it doesn't explode. Okay. All right. I think I'm good here. Okay. 3, 2, 1. I got me a passion to do some rashing. Welcome everybody to Road Rash for the Sega Genesis. Road Rash was brought out by EA, Electronic Arts, in 1991, but wait, I can hear you pulling back. This was actually back when EA was one of the better game manufacturers out there, and relatively cool as far as game designing went. long before they sunk into the Madden and Battlefield traps and won the Consumerists Golden Poo Award 2 years running. Road Rash was put out, as I mentioned, in 1991, followed by 2 sequels on the Genesis, a 1994 game on both the Sega CD and former CEO Trip Hawkins' company. And let me try that again. Road Rash was followed by 2 sequels on the Sega Genesis, and also by a somewhat redesign and renewal on the 3DO, produced by former Electronic Arts CEO Trip Hawkins' company, the 3DO Company. Today, it's available in a couple of formats. You can find it on the EA Replay, which was released in 2006 for the PSP, and in a spiritual successor, 2017's Road Redemption. Road Rash is a very high-intensity racing game. There was really nothing like it at the time of its production, and that was largely by design, though it had some kind of strange evolutions. I'll go into this more as we go into the game, but for right now, get your motor oil, get your skin cream, let's ride. And let's start up the emulator here. And I'll just let the startup play here so you can hear some of the badass music. Notice the credits underneath the title there. Something EA was really big on. Did not mean to turn the awesome music off, my bad. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and name ourselves. And in the grand tradition of my love for the Mega Man series, I'm going to name us after the Stunt Cycle Robot Master. There we go. And obviously I haven't done anything yet. Turbo Man, I'll make you proud. Okay, so the basic idea here, we have 5 different races at each level. We have to place at least 4th in each one in order to advance to the next level. There's 5 total. And these same courses will appear in all 5 levels, but for every level, it will add 2.5 miles to the course length. And these are the all-time high scores. I know we're going to meet at least 2 of these characters as things go on. Hey, no, I show them what's going on. You don't. Okay, so we have the Sierra Nevada, Grass Valley, Palm Desert, Redwood Forest, and Pacific Coast. All of these are based off of California tracks. And I'm going to start with my absolute favorite, the Pacific Coast. Did I tell you that my bike was custom built? Very pricey. Yeah, Biff is a weekend warrior kind of preppy jerk. All of these characters are named, obviously. And pay special attention to Rude Boy there, because as soon as we get into level 2, he's going to be gone. Some of these characters will progress with us up the levels, some won't. So you got 3 buttons here. You got accelerate, you got brake, and the third you have punch, or back fist if you hold the button up, or kick if you hold it down. So this is an illegal road race, so knocking people off the bikes is fair game. And part of that was actually influenced by real Grand Prix racing, because the person who was the lead designer on this, his name was Randy Breen. Oof! That's what I get for looking at my notes. Yeah, Randy Breen is a motorcycle enthusiast as well. And I ran him over. I love it. So he was really big into not only bikes, but also Grand Prix racing. And he happened to notice that the actual racers would get pretty rough during the races, like knocking each other around and sometimes shoving people. So that's where he got the idea for punching and all. And the origin of this game in general is pretty interesting. Believe it or not, this actually started as a Mario Andretti racing game for the NES. EA, around the time of the great video game crash of 1983, had started looking into doing video games in-house, largely because they were worried about having to rely on some other company that may or may not be there. Better suited to wrestlers than Rashers? Well, yeah, I could see. I mean, Hammer, Greg the Hammer Valentine, there you go. And Hammer's got a club. I was hoping he would swing at me and take it. I could take it, but oh well. I don't think it's going to matter now. But they were mainly making games for the PC. In fact, they were almost exclusively making games for the PC. This is part of the reason why the Skate or Die and Ski or Die games were brought to the NES by Konami, because EA at the time did not have a license to develop for Nintendo, and they also really didn't have the means or the expertise to work on anything for a console. So they did sublet out in that case. I'll continue the tale in a moment. Well, hello, Sonny. How are you? And Milk is awesome too. Yes, I agree. Yeah, and Commodore 64. EA made a lot of stuff for that. So this is where we can get the bikes here. And EA apparently briefly tried to get actual bike manufacturers to lease their names for this game, but as time went on, the game became increasingly more violent, to the point where it is what it is now. They all balked at that, so they did approximations. So from what I've been able to find, here are what these are supposed to be. Shuriken is supposed to be Suzuki. Panda is supposed to be Honda. The Bonsai, I cannot get a firm grasp on. My best guess is Yamaha. The Kamikaze, pretty obvious, Kawasaki. Shuriken again. The Ferrucci, my best guess on that is Benelli. I thought at first that it might have been Ferrari, but as it turns out, Ferrari only made one bike. and Ferrari didn't make it. And when I say that only one bike was made, I mean literally only one bike was made. More on that later. Honda again. The Diablo is most likely Ducati. I imagine they did that because it's the same amount of letters and it starts with D. Even though Diablo is Spanish and Ducati is not. But anyway, we can buy bikes as things go on. The bikes are rated generally by two things. First off, you have the horsepower, which is how fast it can go. Also, generally, the faster a bike goes, generally speaking, the better its acceleration is. As far as the weight will affect acceleration, though. It will also affect durability and handling. So basically, you've got four things: speed, acceleration, handling, and durability. Like what we have right now is one of the slowest bikes, and also one of the lightest, so it's actually not bad as far as handling goes. Like I said, it's big on handling, short on power. Because it's a light bike, it's not going to be able to sustain a whole lot of punishment either. But even when we can afford another one, $5,000 is the price for the Panda 600. We're not going to want to get it right away, and I'll explain why later. There's a lot of things I'm going to be explaining later, I just realized. At any rate. And there we can see the leaderboard. Okay, so we're going to try one of the other courses, and I'll come back to that later. Let's see, I think I'll do the Sierra Nevada, because I might be able to manage that reasonably okay while I'm talking. Vet Thrashers run 15-mile races. Our race is only about 5 miles. Slater, according to the manual, used to be a skateboarder, but he got bored of being able to do damage at only 3 miles an hour. Then he bought a bike. Now he does damage at over 100 miles an hour. And he's listed as unpredictable. But generally speaking, Slater doesn't bother you that much if you don't bother him. And he usually actually, in between giving you some occasional good advice, he's one of the funnier people out there. So I don't have a problem with Slater at all. So as I mentioned, this originally started as EA trying to do a Mario Andretti racing game for the NES. The thing is, they were being very ambitious about it. They wanted to do a special effect with the way the road worked, which is kind of where, I think it's kind of where these hills come from. See if I can remember what the blazes it was called as I go off-road again while I look at my notes. Banked road effect is what they were calling it. Shit. Oh, real quick, when you're knocked off your bike, by the way, the racer will know where to go, so he'll actually just run straight towards the bike. You can steer him around if you want. You can't even stop him in place with the brake, but no reason to. The only reason I would ever run him intentionally off course is if I'm about to run into a car or something. But anyway, they figured out that the NES just wasn't going to be capable of it. And they eventually took their work to the Genesis, which would be capable of doing the road effect they wanted. And the road work actually took probably about a good 2/3 of the total development of this game. It was a 21-month affair, I think, all told. And over the course of the project, they actually had to petition for it to not be canceled twice. Originally, this was played much more straight. They were trying to go by the American Motorcycle Association standards, which were pretty, squeaky clean, and we encourage safe driving and all that. Plus, Randy Breen is, as I mentioned, very much a motorcycle enthusiast. I kind of liken him to the creator behind Gran Turismo, the guy who would delay the game 6 months if a taillight wasn't right. There was actually a derisive joke about the game for a long time because it was more like a racing simulator than what we see today. Oh, don't hit Natasha. Oops. Hopefully that won't mark against me. Shiva is usually pretty neutral. Viper is an asshole. Yeah! Oh, and I say yeah once. And he says yeah 5 times. Very nice. Excellent. Okay. Well, with that in mind, let's go on to the Redwood Forest. To the Gulf Stream waters. This lane was made for you and me. You don't have to worry about me fighting dirty. I'm a sportsman. Yeah. Biff is one of the people who carries a club with him. That ought to tell you how much of a sportsman he is. Yeah, nice try. And the Intercontinental Champion, Gunther. But, yeah, they basically took this game. It was originally going to be called something like a California Ride or something like that, or West Coast California Championship Ride. Something pretty big mouthful. But then the concept of it changed. Breen basically said, we got to make this thing kick ass. And they agreed, so this was where things evolved to where it is today. He does have the unibrow, does he? I always thought road work took longer than that. It all depended on how much of a budget they had to justify. Oh, by the way, important note about Lester. I mentioned EA's Skate or Die series earlier. Lester is no doubt a nod to that, since Lester appeared in all 3 of the Skate or Die games. Oh, and you Biff, you asshole. I don't care if you weren't really responsible. I'm going to blame you anyway. Yeah. Try to pass me, Sid. Master and ruler of the squirrels, fuck you. But yeah, I kind of wish Lester was actually a more prominent personality, given his importance to the Skate or Die canon. And it makes sense that he's here because, same reason Slater is. Got bored of wrecking stuff on a skateboard. Want to start wrecking stuff on a bike. Something about that too, and there was a cow in the road if you didn't see it. You can actually hit that and vault over it and it'll yell moo. Can a cow yell moo? I mentioned I don't usually have a problem with Slater, but I do want to give him a wide berth, and I got Biff's club. The club is a real effective way to knock people off their bikes. Unfortunately, I don't get to keep it past this race. In later sequels, you did get to keep your weapons from race to race. Hello, Joseph. Welcome to race day. Ooh. Oh. Well, Natasha already took 3rd, but she took a bail there. That sucks. Let's see where we are on bike affording. Yeah, not there yet. Okay, don't have to worry about it then. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get my least favorite course out of the way now. I hate the Palm Desert. I will explain why. You don't want to get me mad. I could be a pretty tough guy when I want to be. Yeah, this is the first of the cops, Officer O'Leary. For some reason, 4 out of 5 of them are Irish. They're O-something. But yes, since I mentioned this is an illegal road race, there are cops around. And if you crash while there's a cop on the screen or in your immediate rear view, they will bust you, the race will be over, and you will have to pay a fine. Some of the cops are easier to deal with than others. O'Leary is a piece of cake, because he's not aggressive in the least. But the reason why this is not my favorite course at all is the sand. Obviously, there's sand on both sides of the road. There's sand in the road, more so than any of the other courses. If you run through the sand, you're going to have slickness to deal with for a little bit. And you actually will need to kind of move your bike back and forth like that in order to get the sand out of your tires. This is basically the course where you're more likely to slip and bail than any other course. This is also the course where you're least safe if you go off the road. Well, there was a strange thing with the way the cops were named, and this struck me strange as a kid, too. Screw you, Biff, I want your club. I got your club. At night he becomes a bartender. At night, maybe O'Leary becomes a stand-up comedian. Records No Cure for Cancer. Oh, shit. Okay. O'Rourke is the second of the cops, and he is more aggressive than O'Leary is. O'Rourke is an asshole, because he will actively try to ram into you. O'Leary just kind of sways towards where you are, but never. I don't think he ever actually intentionally hits you. O'Rourke is one of those ones who will try to run you off the road. But what I thought of with the cops' names at first, I thought O was a designation for officer. So when they showed up on with their names, you didn't confuse them with a rasher. But there is one cop who is just named Flynn. No O. He is also the one black cop. You know, Call of Duty black cops. So my original theory about them being named like O something to designate them as officer was completely thrown out the window there. We're going to meet Flynn later in some of the later levels. There's going to be a lot of characters we're going to meet later on as we go up in levels. In addition to saying goodbye to characters, we're going to meet a whole lot of new ones. And I'm also very curious that Natasha hasn't spoken yet, because she's one of the characters that can talk to us in between levels. Okay, so we got a few races under our belt. We've earned some money, and I've been able to discuss some of the early days of Road Rash. So I think I'll call that there. So thank you very much for joining me, and always remember, practice safe cycling. Don't do anything rash. So take care. Until we game again. Cut. Okay, let me reset the timer, figure out my intro for the next episode. Okay, have a little water. Okay, let me go ahead and start the timer here. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the race. Even the rats are hesitant to run. Welcome back to Road Rash. So last time we ran several of the courses and saw the bikes, got some backstory into how this game came about. There's plenty more to be told, believe me. So let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and hit up one of the courses we have not succeeded in yet. In fact, let's do one of the course we haven't seen yet, Grass Valley. I'd spend everything I had on a new bike at the first opportunity. Yeah, easy to say when you're a white-collar yuppie. That's not good advice at all. The main reason why, I mentioned this earlier, why you don't want to necessarily buy a bike is the instant you can afford it. There are actually three things that money is used for in Road Rash. The first is buying bikes. The second are paying fines if you get caught by the cops. And the third is repairing your bike if you wreck it, which is very possible to do. If you have enough crashes, your bike will be wrecked, you'll be out of the race, and you will have to pay to fix your bike before you can get back in. Now, not being able to afford a new bike is an inconvenience, but it's one you can work through. If you get a fine or you wreck your bike and you do not have the money to cover it, the game's over. Straight out over. There is no coming back from that, so you always want to keep some cash reserves on hand. My recommendation is at the bare minimum, have $1,000 cushion at any given time. I actually like generally, in times when I can do some farming by just running some races over and over, I prefer to actually have closer to 2,000. Especially in the upper levels when things are getting a lot tougher. I was trying to kick him into the car, but it didn't quite work, and I almost went head on into a car myself. I am still very curious as to why I have not heard from Natasha. Now, even if that hit counted against me, I should have at least gotten a thing about her saying I'm a jerk. Natasha is your primary ally throughout all this. She is very much the embodiment of, I want to race, I'm not, I don't care about fighting, and, I'll help the new guys out. And girls. But the thing about Natasha, if you don't do anything to her, she will help you out and she will not do anything hostile to you. If you hit her, and especially if you knock her off her bike, she will just be pissed at you and will not give you any advice at all. You can get back in her good graces by not attacking her for a couple of races, but that only works once. If you attack her again after that, she permanently turns on you. And her help is very valuable. Plus, she's, hot European redhead, so I don't want her mad at me. So I'm going to try to run a couple of more races until I can afford a better bike, which means I'm going to avoid the Pacific Coast just yet. I'm going to concentrate on the places I've already been. Yeah, you told me about that, Slater. One other thing I definitely want to do is put down a save state for this, because there are a lot of different things that can come up. I don't know if that siren I just heard were cops in-game or cops out-of-game. If it was even a cop. My house is right near a fire station, so I'll hear alarms a lot of time. But it becomes kind of disconcerting when I'm playing a game like this and I have to listen for sirens. Okay, no, that's definitely outside. Oh, shit! Thankfully, we don't have to stop and exchange information. I'm pretty sure State Farm wouldn't insure Rashers anyhow. I don't know, maybe even Geico would. And how did Rude Boy get so far ahead? Generally speaking, most of the Rashers, you can anticipate where you are, not only by the place number, but also by who you're seeing. Unless I was about to say Rashers have the right of way, but yeah, but also by who you're seeing. Generally, they will appear in the same place or formation in the groups. The only time it really shuffles around is if they had an accident and got knocked back. I've only very occasionally seen Rashers, NPC Rashers fighting each other. It seems to be mostly something that you do to them. Oh shit. I saw it and I made the wrong controller motion. Oh god. My bike is not in good shape. Neither am I. Probably the biggest danger around here, by the way, are the trees. The manual puts it very, very deftly. It says that one of the bikes can take you from 0 to 160 in 5.4 seconds. A tree can take you from 160 to 0 in no seconds. Yeah. And sometimes it's a little different to see up ahead and tell whether the biker you're looking at is a Rasher or a cop. Oh wow, I just took first place at the last possible second. Oh, Jesus! I don't think I have ever had that happen. Oh my god, that is beautiful. That was beautiful. I'll have to look back at the footage and see. I'll have to look back at the footage and see what state that put my bike in, if it would have been considered wrecked. I already won, so none of it matters. But okay, like I said, I can afford the Panda right now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do let's see, one more race before I finish this level. Redwood Forest. Yeah, Biff. Why isn't Natasha talking to me at all? This is very odd. I know two of the things she says in this early part. Some of these jerks would rather fight than race. Watch yourself out there. And Viper's got a club. If he swings at you, grab it. So yeah, you know, helpful tips. One other thing Biff says, it's a great day to face the challenge of the open road. Best of luck, my friend. I also remember O'Leary saying something like, don't let me catch you breaking any speeding laws, okay? And something like, please be safe out there. The chief is getting upset with you people. I don't remember off the top of my head some of the things O'Rourke says, so hopefully he'll pipe up soon. But I mentioned before with the development of this, there were a lot of people behind this, and just about everybody was coming from a background of having made racing games before. I know one of them had done a championship racing game for Epix. But they had gone bankrupt, and he had been hired by EA, So he ended up on the team for this. And I see a cop. Who is it? Oh, it's O'Rourke. Great. So as near as I've been able to figure with the cops, if you crash while they're on screen or in your rearview mirror, they're going to bust you. As long as they are not in one of those conditions, you should be fine. In fact, I'm going to test that right now. Because he's not that far behind me. Pooh. Sorry, Slater. Oh, also, yeah, I didn't catch up, so as long as they're out of your rear view, you're okay. Also, something important to note about the cows. If they're lying down, you'll vault over them. If they're standing up, you'll just crash right into them. So let's see, we got Natasha and Viper up here. That's an example of the, could be, son bitch. God damn it, I do not want to crash into a cow. I am lactose intolerant. It looks like I'm going to have to settle for the bronze here. Yeah, I'm right near the end, damn it. Okay, let's see. I'm going to drop down a quick save state. State slot 9. Okay. Just in case something goes completely pear-shaped. Go to all-around sport bike, light steering but lacks mid-range performance. So the idea behind this is going to be get up the speed and keep the speed. Press left on that. Press right. Press C to buy a new Panda 600. It's yours. One of the later ones, I believe it was Road Rash 3, not only added in a whole bunch of new weapons, but it allowed you to customize your bikes to a certain extent, including things like nitro. That was the one with the world tour where they're going to like Africa and England and so on and so forth. This one was just in California, and Road Rash 2 was all over the U.S. You've probably heard in my intermission music the Vermont music from it. There she is. Hi, dearie. Yeah, that beautiful smile. That smile can turn very sinister if you don't watch yourself. So now you'll notice we have a new colored outfit to go along with our new color bike. And this is going to be the part where we start blowing past the pack a lot easier. The strategy at this point really changes from try to catch up and overtake everyone else to overtake everyone else and then keep the spot. And again, my favorite music in the game, so let's just dig it. While I'm thinking about it, by the way, I mentioned earlier that I thought the Ferrucci bike was a Ferrari, but I did some digging and found out that Ferrari only kind of sorta made one bike. Here's the story on that. As you can see, we're not even 2.5 miles into the race, and I just passed Natasha. So, you know, speed is on my side here. Ferrari had never actually manufactured a bike at all. And in fact, the Ferrari motorcycle was not built by them. A engineer by the name of David Kay, appropriately enough the head of David Kay Engineering, approached the son of the late Enzo Ferrari. His name was Piero Ferrari, and said that he wanted to build a motorcycle in tribute to Enzo Ferrari, and he wanted his permission to use the Ferrari name. And Piero Ferrari gave him permission. So for about 4 to 5 years, the David Kay Engineering Company worked on what was more a piece of concept art than it was a bike. It was never mass-produced. It was everything was handcrafted. It was hand-built. The engine was made from the ground up. It was painted the traditional Ferrari red with the Ferrari logo on the gas tank. And up to the next level. Me and Tosh? Great, I thought I left you behind with the other lowlife. No such luck, Biff. Let's see. Well, let's start where I feel most comfortable. 7.8 miles now. Thrash and burn. If a Gomer takes me out, they come with me. Yep. One of the reasons why I don't bother Slater as much as I can avoid it. Broom Helga. Wow, I remember that comic strip. You'll notice some of the same names appearing now, but appearing much further back in the pack. And some of them are just going to drop off eventually. Like Lester, for example, we're running him pretty quick, and Shiva we're running into really quickly. Remember, Shiva was running about number 2 most of the times in the original races. But eventually, the Ferrari motorcycle was only ever really estimated as far as its speed. It never went through a lot of road trials. It was finally completed in 1995. It was estimated at 105 horsepower, which works out to 265 kilometers an hour or 165 miles per hour. And like I said, it was designed more as an art piece, so it never was meant to be like a functional racing bike. It went up for auction many years later. They were hoping to get 6 digits out of it, but it ended up selling for, I think, something like 88,000 euros. Which was disappointing, but still pretty respectable, considering it's the one and only quote-unquote Ferrari bike in existence. But, you know, given the close name association and the, hey, what gives, babe? You're lucky you were slower than me. Or I was faster than you, one of the two. But yeah, given the close name association and the color, you can see why it would be mistaken for a Ferrari bike. There were a lot of Ferrari purists who went on record as saying, you know, this isn't a Ferrari, you know, there's no such thing as this, you know, Ferrari doesn't do bikes, this isn't a Ferrari thing. And to a certain extent they were right, because other than basically licensing, allowing the use of their name on it, and the prancing pony, I think it's called. Other than that, Ferrari didn't have anything directly to do with it. And butchered. Angel is someone who'll be referenced, but we never actually see a portrait of her. Kind of like Viper in that regard. I'm trying to remember who is in the front of the pack for this. I haven't seen Viper yet, so he may still be up there, but not probably at number 1. Hoghide, okay. Yeah, he's one of the people on the leaderboard, so this is where he first shows up. I'm approaching 7.5 miles, but I'm in the top 4, so I think I should be good. Yeah, one more turn and I'm there. And Akira. Okay, this is where Akira shows up. Well, they all look the same from the back end when they're tumbling end over end on the pavement. Let's see. I'll do the Sierra Nevada next. Akira, be fast. That is the best way to win. Let the rest fight amongst themselves. In the manual, Akira is described as the coolest export from Japan since the Genesis. And it's said he's into the American scene, which unfortunately includes its ultra-violence. But Akira is one of those guys who will help you out. And even if you slug him, he really doesn't seem to mind. I have a feeling where his name came from refers to another influence on this with the violent bikers, and that is the anime movie Akira. Given the prevalence of biker gangs in the movie, since it's pain. Yeah, since it's a futuristic cyberpunk. Yeah, so we have, Akira, Tetsuo Kaneda. If you've never seen Akira, by the way, I highly recommend it. I believe I don't remember if I said this or I took it from someone else, but it's the Citizen Kane of anime. It is the one that inspired so many. I'm amazed I did not bail. I just a fender bender there. Oh, that gets me. Oh! Okay, that's just insult to injury. Well, though actually, to think about it, it's more injury to injury, too. It's bad enough I clip a sign and fall over, and then I have to face plant into a tree. Yeah. Something to note, by the way, as you've probably seen by now, your bike and you have separate health meters. So if your bike's health meter goes down to nothing, it's wrecked and you have to fix it before you can race again. Hopefully you have the money. If your health meter goes down all the way, it's not such a bad thing. It basically means you bail off your bike, but your health will very slowly regenerate. And I occasionally hear sirens in this. I don't think that's a siren from outside. I'm pretty sure it's a siren from in the game, and sometimes I don't know for sure if it's actually a cop or not. So I have to sit here playing cop, not cop. But I always err on the side of caution if I think I hear a siren. But yeah, your health meter will very slowly increase. You'll be able to run back to the bike and keep riding, but it's going to be a lot easier for people to knock you off again for a while, because that's a very big health meter and it regenerates slowly. Oh, so slowly. That was a near thing. Get out of my way, goddamn you. Yeah. Notice, by the way, Angel is a woman, but we have the same old... Whoa. Okay, that's a little bit aggressive for O'Leary. I think that was an accident. Like I mentioned, O'Leary doesn't generally intentionally run into you, so I think that was just happenstance. Okay, so Akira's running in second place, so I'm guessing Hoghide is running first. This may be a case of the two of them occasionally changing position. Deer. And hit the brakes a little bit there. I didn't want to, but it's better I lose a little bit of speed than all of my speed. Always advisable. I do like to try to ride the center line as much as I possibly can, but not always a feasible thing. Alright, so another race under our belts, some more money in our pockets, and some more bruises on our elbows. So, that'll do for now. Next time we will continue some of the races in Level 2 and hopefully meet some more people. So, until then, make sure your motorcycle insurance is paid up, and always wear a helmet. Not necessarily on your head, just everywhere. Helmets all over the place. Seriously, just glue them to yourself. Until we game again. Cut. Oh, man. Wow. Just wow. Okay. Alright, thinking of a quick intro. And once again, I can't remember the one I used for the last one. Oh yeah, I remember what I did now. Okay, so I got an intro. Yes. Okay. I didn't want to repeat myself. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Get your motor running, become part of the highway. Welcome back to Road Rash for the Sega Genesis, and we are on level 2 and styling along pretty well, but the competition's getting kind of stiffer. So we need to get just as stiff in response. So without further ado, let's have a stiff upper lip, chaps. You punks think you're so fast. Wait till you see me on your tail. There's O'Rourke. Snooty jerk. Yeah, O'Rourke just has no patience for the Rashers at all. O'Leary is just... I feel kind of sorry for O'Leary because he's just trying to do his job, and he's clearly a rookie, and he's in over his head, and he just wants to try to be like, you know, okay, let's be reasonable here. Come on. O'Rourke just, you know... No, he's just the, you know... He don't care about anything going on, cop. You know, like, no F's given. And that's reflected in his driving style. He does look like somebody's butler, doesn't he? The other great thing about O'Rourke, the perspective they get on him, because you notice he's looking down. Oh, damn it! You notice he's looking down at you, and that's always a great way to show, you know, condescension and an air of superiority. It's like, I'm a cop, you're scum. You know, know your place. And I really hate that I bailed right at that time, but at least I got a good shot in on Viper before I did. Viper becomes kind of a rival for us all the way through the game. And if I remember correctly, I believe Akira is the one who warns us that Viper's out to get us. Also, generally speaking, in the races, all of the Rashers are using pretty much the same bike. Which is why you can see a definite difference, not only in the color of the bike, partially to distinguish us from the NPCs, but also to show that we have a different bike that we're racing. Ah! Blast it. Okay, I can stop tumbling anytime. Yeah, but also, there's a noticeable difference when we get a bike that's faster than everybody else's, and we start being able to overtake them. I don't know if it was something that was done as a stylistic choice or for game balance or simplicity's sake or what, but that's definitely a factor in there. I will have none of your shit, you yuppie scum. You can give me all the shit you want, Natasha. Ride your bike over me. Ow, fuck! Oh, come on! Oh, babe! Why you gotta break my heart and bruise my ribs? Actually, it's more like break my heart and sternum. Yeah, if you time it right, you can actually kick them into the cars or into objects on the side of the road if you're close enough. It takes some fairly precise timing, though. And, you know, you can hold the kick or the backhand as much as you want until you're ready to let it go, but it does mean sacrificing some degree of control. Yeah, that ain't happening a third time. Okay, yeah, you're right, Miss Kitten. I did actually ask / beg for that. Okay. You're right, my mistress. All is forgiven. Just shy. Let's see where I am on this. I got a ways to go before I can afford the bonsai. Also, not entirely red. I forgot about that. Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is a bike I'm skipping over. Because where it says reliability could be a problem, they ain't kidding. Despite the fact that it's one of the heavier bikes, if you get like 2 good solid crashes on this thing, you're done. This thing is held together by like duct tape and hope. So yeah, if you want speed, if you want handling, can't be beat. If you want something that's going to hold together in a crash, it absolutely can be beat. Be a sport. Take a fall and drop out of the race. There's money in it for you. Uh-huh. Yeah. Sportsman. Yeah, Biff was designed as like the quintessential weekend warrior. You know, the yuppie who thinks he can buy his way out of everything. He was very much a reflection of the late 80s and 90s. Right down to his name, Biff. You hear that name, and you know the bile starts to immediately boil up. So while I'm going through this race, another interesting thing I found about the development of Road Rash, for whatever reason, Electronic Arts had a policy concerning names on the game box. Specifically that they didn't want producer names listed on the box art. I couldn't really find any reason why, it's just happened to be something they did. So there was a famous incident involving this game. I don't know who got wiped out. No, okay, it wasn't Natasha, that's all that matters. But there was a pretty famous incident involving Randy Breen, the guy who was the director. Since the actual producer, named Carl May, damn it, couldn't have his name on the packaging, Randy Breen took advantage of that and actually listed himself as the producer. Or, I'm sorry, the director. Randy Breen was the producer, Carl May was the director, so basically he stole director credit from Carl May. And as a result of this, EA stopped putting anybody's names on the box art after that. Carl May did actually get a little bit of recompense, though. There was an internal award at EA at the time called Fireman of the Year. And it was awarded to Carl May for Road Rash. The award is for the person who has the most positive impact on a troubled project, which Road Rash definitely was. So, he got, he got his flowers. But yeah, that's yet another reason why Randy Breen reminds me of the Gran Turismo director, just kind of arrogant, and also a perfectionist. When this was originally supposed to be a more of a simulator, and it was basically just ride your bike at the speed limit through into signs. Ride your bike at the speed limit through various California locales. There was a derogatory name that was given to it and spoken behind Breen's back. They called the game Randy's Sunday Ride. And it would piss him off to no end. 60s Batman style with the punches, yeah, kinda. Ooh. Whoa. Wham! Biff! Oh wait, there's already a Biff. Okay, now I want somebody to make a mod for this game for when somebody punches Biff, it actually makes the Biff sound. Well, I am really covering myself in glory here. That's an example of controlling where your character runs to get him out of the road, because I'm fairly sure Viper would have run me down. Or ran me down. Oh, Viper would have run me down. I got them fall off my Rash back blues. Shit! And I'm almost at the finish line, too. This is terrible. Literally right before the finish line. What in the who, hell, God, when, or why, or how? Alright, well, I'm slowly earning cash and slowly getting there. Alright, you know what? As long as I'm screwing up and pissed off anyway, let's do my least favorite course. This ought to be good. Don't let her name fool you. Angel is no saint. Yep. I don't really remember what Angel's behavior is. I don't remember if she has a club or not. Usually the ones that are referenced as trouble will usually have clubs, or at the very least be aggressive towards you. But the few times I've gone past Angel, I've literally gone past Angel. So who knows? Yeah, if your bike turns sideways with the skid, that's when you really got to worry. And you got to do whatever you can to get the sand out if you happen to run through a patch. Again, this is one of the courses where riding the center line is highly advised as much as you possibly can. Even then, it's no guarantee because you see the sand patch there. And if you have to make a choice between sacrificing a few miles an hour or taking a header, pump the brakes. Do not be afraid to pump the brakes. Especially pump the brakes if you go off the side of the road and don't try to oversteer to get back on it. Usually you just have to deal with the roadside hazards, but you can keep rolling. Here you have to deal with not only the roadside hazards plus the sand, which makes it extra treacherous. More cops. Oh god, Flynn. Okay, I didn't expect to see Flynn this early. Yeah, Flynn is the, not only one of the more aggressive cops, he's one of the faster ones. Out of the 5 cops, 2 of them we don't see until a couple of levels up. But right now, Flynn is the biggest danger. And he's the one most likely to catch us, if any of them will. I glanced down at the odometer and almost paid for it. Something else that I really hate about the Palm Desert, it has a whole lot of these blind hills and quick turns and bends, both of which are extremely dangerous because it's very easy to slide into traffic if you're not careful. And if you're about to take a blind hill, never ever ever take it on the incoming traffic incoming traffic lane. Okay, that was rough, but alright, we made it. Cost me some speed, but it didn't make me bail, so I am happy with that. And I might take second, but I don't think I'm going to take first here. No, I think I'm taking bronze again. But, let's just get there. Yeah, I'm definitely taking third. You know what? I'll take it. I don't care if I ever win a race in the Palm Desert. Just surviving it is enough for me. Okay, getting closer to being able to afford the Bonsai 750, but still got a ways to go. I apologize if things seem a little repetitive or grindy. This is always a game where I wanted to make sure I had at least the next bike up before I went to the next series of races. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can get the Grass Valley solved. Don't slam everyone, amigo. No points for bailing. Yeah, true. Very true. Yeah, Slater has a good point here. If you go out of your way and try to fight everybody, you're going to not only provoke people to fight you and knock you off the bike, as I start trying to punch somebody while I'm saying this, but at the same time, yeah, see? But at the same time, you're going to have be paying less attention to the road, and it's more likely that you're going to run into something or just skid out. Oh, by the way, you can see the people I passed in the rearview mirror. You may or may not have noticed this, but the rearview mirrors are still active when I get knocked off the bike and I'm running back to it. So apparently, he's like the. There was a character in the New Warriors for a while named Hindsight Lad, and his. Fuck. I thought I was gonna. Oh, that's just wrong. You knock my bike further on. Although you notice if that happens, the bike doesn't take any more damage, thankfully. Whoa. That was close. Oh, thanks for the boost, Slater. Appreciate it. Or Lester, whoever the fuck you are. One of you ers. One tur helped me. I don't know who. But yeah, Hindsight Lad was a kid who wasn't actually a superhero. He had a genius level intellect, and he kind of ran the. He was the run the computer back at the headquarters kind of hero. And his outfit consisted of a cape and a motorcycle helmet with a pair of rearview mirrors attached to the sides. I will definitely post a picture of him. Whenever this goes up to YouTube, I mean. But yeah, eventually even he realized how stupid that outfit was. Okay, so here's Angel. Okay, yeah, you're definitely going to try something. Okay, so I'm going to have to take you off my Christmas card list. Just kidding, I don't have a Christmas card list. Oh, sorry, babe. Sorry I hit your bike, Natasha. That's on you for forgetting the safe word. As far as angering Natasha, I don't think bumping into her counts. I don't even think that bumping her into an obstacle counts. You know, something that would knock her off her bike. I'm pretty sure it's a direct attack that would do it. Whether or not you knock her off her bike, because I seem to remember like one errant hit getting her pissed off at me. I'll show that eventually. There are a lot of things I'm going to show eventually. Like the main thing I'm going to show is dialogue, because the characters like the Rashers will have different things they say when you wreck your bike, and the cops will have different things they say when they bust you. And then again, there's also a lot of things that the various Rashers will say in between rounds. Okay, let me see where we are. So, I still need to do the Redwood Forest. I just need to do the Redwood Forest. Arcade Pilot, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Yes, what were you wondering? Let me start up the next race, and I will enlighten you. Please don't drive so fast. The Sarge is getting upset with you people. Yep. You almost feel bad for O'Leary, but then again, cop. Oh, interesting thing also about the cops. They did visit some motorcycle cops. You fucking prick. You uncircumcised prick. Okay, I didn't even see who hit me. Or who kicked me, more like it. Oh, okay, but I'm gonna find him. That's for sure. Was it you? I think it was you. Was it you? Maybe. I'm gonna kick you anyway. I'll kick everyone. Fuck it. Anyway, what I was saying is they actually consulted with some motorcycle policemen. I would guess the California Highway Patrol, CHIPS. And they had also gotten a motorcycle cop to pose for some photos on his bike. I don't know if they were intending for it to be digitized into the game or if it was something for promotion. But the cops were a later addition to Road Rash, basically because, hey, this is an illegal thing going on. We should put them in there. And it also was designed as a way to add tension to the game. Because as it is, you're minding, all the other Rashers and you're minding the obstacles, but hey, now you got a third thing to worry about. And definitely a good addition, I would say. Yeah, Road Rash was really one of the earliest examples of a game where you're technically the bad guy. Actually, no technically about it. You are speeding, you're driving recklessly, you're punching people at high speeds where they could very easily injure themselves falling off their bikes. Yeah. None of the Rashers are really what you'd call out-and-out good people. There's just layers of decent. Oh, you had something to ask me, Arcade Pilot? Okay, that was the first, that was the checkpoint for the first race. Yeah, as far as money grinding goes, this is the course I feel most comfortable with, so, and again, my favorite music, so we're going to be revisiting this a fair few times. I'm going to try to keep most of the off-screen grinding. Well, I was going to try to keep most of the grinding off-screen, but off-screen, by calling it off-screen grinding, I guess that would qualify it, wouldn't it? Marvelous how language works. Oh. Not who I wanted to see. Oh, shit. Okay, I am stunned that I didn't get busted there. Oh god, the oncoming car knocked O'Leary off to the side of the road. Thank you, whoever you are. I didn't realize the cops could get hit by the cars, too. I wasn't going to get better than third there, but I definitely did not want to end the race by getting busted. Okay, I can afford it, but let's do one more race. Mix things up a little bit, see if I can do better in the Grass Valley. I will not be a sport. Yeah, those were O'Leary's cows on the run after starting that fire. The game cartridge had that yellow tab on the side? Yes, I believe it did. I know for a while EA was not actually an authorized game developer for the Genesis. The box art I found for this does have the Genesis or the Sega seal quality on it, so this apparently was approved. I believe the other two were also. But I remember a couple of earlier EA titles, specifically Populous and Budokan, the Martial Spirit, having that yellow tab. There was another one that was a shooter I was quite fond of called Battle Squadron. I don't remember if that had the yellow tab or not. But yeah, basically the other Sega Genesis games had the the squat look. Some people compared them to a deck of cards. The EA games had the longer look, and I'm guessing that's because it had to contain something extra to get around the that was kind of close, to get around the Genesis lockout. But truth be told, I don't remember exactly when EA became a licensed publisher. I think some of it may have had to do with the football game, though, because obviously the thing EA is best known for at this point is Madden. John Madden Football was originally brought out in 1994, I think, and there probably would have been some conjecture between them and Sega, considering a couple of years earlier they had put out Joe Montana Football, and I think both of which had the NFL license. So I can imagine Sega taking some umbrage to that. Much like, ironically, much like EA has, taken offense at anybody else using the NFL or the MLB or the NHL or the PMS or whatever other organizations of sports there are out there. Basically, EA may have gotten upset because Sega presumably had a monopoly, so years later they want to have one of their own. Hey, it finally passed Hoghide. Like I said, Arcade Pilot, I'm not entirely sure about the exact time frame. That's something I'm going to have to look up and check. When I was doing my research for this, if you've seen my streams before, you know that I do a pretty big amount of research for all these things because, number one, game history fascinates me, and number two, I want to have something to talk about. But when I was doing the research, I couldn't really find anything about EA's legitimacy as a third party for the Genesis. I mentioned earlier, I know they had a third-party license for the NES much later in the NES's development, or the NES's lifespan, I should say. But that's something worth looking into. I'll see what I can find out. Alright, well, in the meantime, another race is run, some more money is gotten, and we're going to have a bike to buy when we come back. So, for now, we are going to go ahead and take a splash in the lake and enjoy whatever that is. I think it's supposed to be bottled water, but this is the 90s, so who knows? Could be a Zima on the outside of that cooler. So in the meantime, always keep your radiator cool, and remember, Evian is naive spelled backwards, and so are you if you buy bottled toilet water. So take care, until we game again. And there goes another endorsement. Also, thanks, Joe, for letting me steal your joke. Cut. See, that's the thing about me. I'll steal jokes, but I fully give credit to the people I'm stealing from. Okay. So let me shut this up for the moment. And as we go to intermission, I have a great treat for you all. I finally got off my lazy duff and put some new music into the jukebox. So I'm going to give you a nice little sample of some of the things that I put in. So you don't have to hear the same old as often. Even because I know even as much as I mix it up, every couple of months you potentially hear the same things. So now I have enough in there to cover at least 2, maybe 3 weeks. So, with that in mind, enjoy, and I will see you in about 20-ish. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else picked it up, but in the Fuse Man theme, um, in there every so often there's a deep voice that sounds like it's saying "man." At least that's what it sounds like to me. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm hearing what I want to hear. In any case, welcome back. Um, and By the way, Arcade Pilot, I have some good news for you. I have done a little research during the intermission, and I think I can explain, Lucy. I can explain. Yeah, I think I can explain a little bit on the yellow tab thing, and it turns out I was pretty off on what I said earlier about Madan. Man of Madden, that adventure game. Okay. Yeah, it I had to actually tinker with that some because the volume was way too high in my estimation originally. Um, it was believe it or not, it was actually louder than the Scott Pilgrim song. And I thought people would have a problem with that, so I estimated that I edited that and brought it down. Um, I don't know. I guess I'll take that as a cue that I should bring it back up somewhat. I think by the time it was done, it was down to about 50% of what the original file was. So I should probably just reload the original and go with about 75 or so. Yeah, because there's what's fine for me as far as what I'm willing to listen to as far as the volume and such, but I can't assume that for everybody else. Some people might be listening with computer speakers, some people might be listening with headphones. Um, the thing is, I use headphones and I got tinnitus, but the loud stuff still doesn't bother me all that much. But last thing I want to do, people were nice enough to come here and watch the stream. Last thing I want to do is deafen them for their loyalty. So yeah, that was calculated. Okay, I want to check something real quick before I get started on the next one. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's get right to it. 3, 2, 1. Between my legs, I've got 150 cc's and 6,000 revolutions per minute. Also, I'm on a bike. Welcome back to Road Rash. When last we left, we had gone through the final part of level 2. Well, almost had gone through the final part of level 2. We got one more race to win. And at this point, we can afford the better bike, and I think we got enough of a cushion to do it. So, the going is getting tough. You know what the tough do. Okay, so, yeah, we're going to have 1,470 bucks left over. That's plenty of a slush fund. So let's go ahead, and we're going from 90 HP and 450 to 100 HP and 475. So hopefully this one might be a little more durable. We're going to have to see. I unfortunately wasn't able to get a real breakdown on something out of 10 where like the speed and the handling and the durability were. Nobody really did that, but you can kind of figure it out with the the stats they give you and the information there. But anyway, Banzai! Mr. Shake Hands Man. Incidentally, by the way, Arcade Pilot, he asked I'm sorry, I shouldn't assume. Arcade Pilot, they asked a great question about the yellow tabs on EA games. I did a little bit of looking into it during the intermission and found out what I think was the thing. So apparently it goes to when EA was initially negotiating with Sega. Yeah, whatever. They were basically trying to get a better deal on their cartridges and royalties and production and all that than what Nintendo had usually offered people. Because Nintendo was notorious back in the day for limiting, for limiting what could be put out, what content it could have, how many cartridges you would be allocated, how many cartridges you could put out in a year, so on and so forth. You also had to buy the cartridges and the chips from them, which cut into the profit lines of third-party developers. Now, EA had gotten into in-house development to avoid all this shit. So, they had worked with it on Nintendo, because like I said, they made Skate or Die 2, The Search for Double Trouble, and published it themselves. But they wanted to see if they could get a better deal with Sega. And Sega basically gave them the same deal. And EA complained, to which someone at Sega apparently jokingly said, well, reverse engineer it if you think you can do better. And that was supposed to be in jest, but EA took that as a challenge. So that's exactly what they did. They reverse engineered the Genesis, put their own games together, apparently considered publishing games for other people. I don't know how much of that they actually did. And got into... the first game they actually worked on for the Genesis was Populous. Which, if people haven't seen it, is basically God Simulator. Oh, shit. I wasn't sure if I could clear that. Now I know. They actually displayed Populous at a trade show, and the head of Sega at the time saw this and about shit himself. So... Okay, that was just stupid. GG Shaher. Did I pronounce that right? Hello. And the algorithm is working for me for once. I love it. Very glad to have you here. Hope you enjoy your time. But anyhow, Trip Hawkins at this point decided to play things kind of cannily. And reapproached Sega with a deal. Basically said, well, what do you think about that licensing agreement now? And basically Sega realizing that they were going to not only get away with their own games, but a whole bunch of others, and Sega wasn't going to see a dime, wisely said, okay, we'll give you your own deal. So they were able to produce what they wanted, when they wanted it, in whatever quantity they wanted, and Sega went along with it. The only reason they used those yellow tabs on the game cartridges was to distinguish their cartridges from Sega's. They were basically licensed to make stuff for Sega at that point. The only reason they had those yellow tabs was because they were using their own cartridge design. So it was basically a way to stand out and say, hey, we're doing this independently, more or less. Oh, screw you, Flynn. Oh, shit. Well, my first bust. What part of slow down didn't you understand? Try to figure out this ticket. Yep, I got caught by the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yo, Speedo, give it a rest or jail's in your near future. Made a video on Road Rash recently. Didn't know the algorithm works for... God only knows how the algorithm works. It's mystifying. I'd have an easier time playing the Immortal by EA than trying to figure out the algorithm. I'm trying to get him to say a third thing. Keep driving like that and you'll be walking if you're lucky. Yeah, when you have a... I mentioned this before. When you have either busted or wrecked, you'll get 3 different possible phrases, and you can just switch back and forth. Fortunately, every time you switch back, you don't get fined again. You know, like the Who, we won't get fined again. Yeah, and by the way, I won't reveal my real last name, but yeah, trust me, it's German, and it's very badly butchered, often. But, you know, people mess it up. I don't give them a hard time. I'm like, don't worry about it. I screw it up half the time myself. Okay, well, with that bit of unfortunate happenstance out of the way, let's try this again, shall we? Ready for a new bike yet? Don't spend all your cash. Save some for fines and wrecks. I mentioned that before, but very good tip, Natasha. Thank you. You look out for me so much. Marry me. Start a race company with me. Have my cycle babies. Yeah, Natasha was easily one of my first video game crushes. I think Natasha was my first video game crush, and my first cartoon crush was April O'Neil. So yeah, I was a very weird child. And I've grown up to be a very weird adult child. But whatever. I can't be normal, everybody else is doing that. Oh, Biff, you bastard! You preppy Wall Street Gordon Gekko motherfucker. Oh, I am so going to wrap your camshaft around you. That sounds very dirty. And depending on how well you've taken care of your bike, it very well be. It very. Yeah, I've had several new people come into the chat tonight, into the stream. Yeah, I work blue, so there's... Sorry you didn't get a warning. Oh, no. Of all the people to get busted by. This dope. Traveling at unsafe speeds is wrong. I must protect you from yourself. Well, at least we get to see his phrases. Be nice to the judge and maybe you'll get traffic school. Excessive speed is dangerous. Does your mother know where you are? Okay, this is getting bad. This is getting very, very bad. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to go back to my previous save state. Which was, I think, 0. Yes, it was 0. We are going to rebuy our bike. And we are going to pretend that none of that ever happened. That's right, the law won, but I fought it. Also something that, yeah, apparently it did. I'll take it. By the way, all of you who have joined the stream and the chat, please like and subscribe. And if you especially feel inclined, I do have a Patreon. Anyway, so we are going to pretend that all that never happened, and we are going back to the Redwood Forest, to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I don't remember if, I think O'Rourke still shows up in the next level. We haven't seen what he says yet. A lot of these things, like I said before, I definitely want to get the, in-between level commentary and before level commentary from the cops and the Rashers. A lot of it will be stuff that I'll record off camera and include when these eventually become their own YouTube videos. Because everything I stream will eventually go up on YouTube as its own individual thing. Or almost everything, god damn it. Who said cars could be on the roadway? Aren't you supposed to look out for motorcyclists? Well, that was my own fault taking the inbound lane on a blind hill. Okay, I don't know what the fuck went wrong there. Well, if nothing else, maybe I can, who knows, maybe if I end up getting wrecked, you can at least see that. This has been a tough game, actually, for me, because I usually make copious amounts of notes. So, you know, I have information about the game and things to talk about. And then I'm looking at the chat every once in a while. And this is not a game you can take your eyes off of for any appreciable length of time and expect to have success. Oh, but continuing what I was saying before, actually, one interesting thing I found about the yellow tabs on the EA cartridges, I have seen pictures of Road Rash 3. Oh, god damn it! I got milk. I got milk. God damn, that cow wiped a ton of us out. Cow wiped out like six of us. Holy shit! That cow must have been like vitamin D fortified. But yeah, apparently, I've seen pictures. Shit, that was close. Sorry, Tosh. Wait, was Natasha Tosh.0? Anyway, I've seen pictures of both Road Rash 3 in Genesis Sega cartridge form and in EA cartridge form, which makes me wonder if there was some kind of reissue for it. I honestly don't know. It's also possible it was a fake. Next time I go around to the local game stores in my area, the retro game stores, of course. Oh, shit! Wow, I didn't expect Akira to knock me out. That was bull. Yes, good call, Misfit. Next time I go to my favorite local retro game stores, I'm going to have to look around for some of those cartridges and see if they actually do exist or if that was a mock-up somebody made. Also, I was incorrect on the year for John Madden. There was a Madden 94, but the original Madden was in 91. And I guess if Sega was letting EA do what they wanted to, there really wasn't much they could do about the NFL license between that and... Okay, just let me finish this race, please. Please. Pretty please. There really wasn't that much they could do about them using the NFL designation. I assume they got the clearance. If they really wanted to make a stink about it, they could say, you know, well, you know, let it wait a year until Joe Montana football has run its course. But I guess if they gave EA free reign, you know, there wasn't much they could say. That went well. Yeah. Yeah. First base. Superior technique, Speedmeister. Time to fry bigger trout. And indeed we are, because we are in level 3, and this is where things start getting really serious. So I'm going to start off as usual with my best track, and that'll give me an idea of what I'm dealing with here. I know at least one new Rasher is going to make his appearance here, and he is a weirdo. Chaos Factor is my mantra. Never think or do the same thing twice. Also, that's pronounced mantra. Way to go, English major. Oh wow, everybody's dressed up like the Phoenix. Hoghide and Slater have fallen very far. Total of 5. 5 levels. So, this is the middle part of the game. We got a ways to go. Angels drop pretty significantly. Otis. I love your elevators, by the way. Viper. Well, you saw Viper for a second there before he got 8. And Biff. Far down the pack. Yeah, this is meant to give you an idea of just how difficult the competition is getting. When, like, the guys who were, you know, running in first, second, third place the last race are all of a sudden, you know, way back at the dregs. Spike. Well, I guess Sunnyvale's safe. He can devote all his time to rashing. And Cop. O'Leary. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Most of the time I'm not bothering with the brake unless I'm in immediate danger of hitting something or skidding out. Akira, okay. Akira is middle of the pack. Okay, Misfit, see you in a little bit. I think it's amusing that Misfit left the chat for a moment as soon as I said how many levels are there. Like, she, you know, it's like, shit, I'm going to need a soda for this then. I've mentioned this many times, but this is my favorite music in the game. Ooh! Ooh, Akira made a bad move there. Natasha coming up. At least with Natasha as the next person I have to pass, I know I'm not in danger of getting smacked. Oh, and that cross traffic is nasty. I've actually run into cross traffic when it's when the car that would go across the road is stopped, waiting for the main road traffic to clear. I've been trying to dodge something on the main road and went right into the stopped car. Oh, Natasha! Oh, babe, you okay? I'll have to check on you later. I got a race to win. Oh! Okay, I had nowhere to go there. Oh, for those who joined the stream late and wondering about the name Nitro Man, I am a massive Mega Man fan, so I named him our character after the stunt bike robot from Mega Man 10. Seemed appropriate. Shit. I should have braked. I should have hit the brakes. That was all on me. Something else, by the way, this bike in particular, I am also a toy collector. And one of my favorite toy lines from the 1980s was Mask, Mobile Armored Strike Command. For those not familiar, it was kind of a mix of Transformers and G.I. Joe by Kenner. It was eventually bought by Hasbro and has yet to be reintroduced formally. But the idea was you would have secret agents in different vehicles, and the vehicles would transform into planes and tanks and submarines and all different kind of things. In their second season, Mask, for some reason, went from being a secret agency to a racing team. Don't ask me why, but it did open up some possibilities of new vehicles. Like you could have Formula One race cars and stock cars and racing bikes. There was a racing bike called Bullet. Speaking of which, that hit like one. Bullet was driven by a man named Ali Bombay, who was a character from the Middle East. The cycle, the wheels split in half and went out to the sides, and it became a hovercraft. So every time I saw this, Bullet was the first thing it reminded me of. Okay, that didn't go well. But it's money. Especially the tail light, because the tail light on Bullet would fire out and become a grappling hook. So yeah, every time I saw that, I'm like, cool, Bullet. Let me just switch modes and I can fly over everybody. Sort of. It was more a water skimmer than an actual flight thing. Okay. I'm not going to do that right away. Let's do some variety. I have heard that Viper is out to get you. Heads up. Yeah. Yeah, Kira is the one that warns me about Viper. And Dread bringing up the rear here, so this will be the last time we see him. Might be the last time we see Hoghide, I'm not sure. Oh, for the love of... For the love of all that is sane, come on. That is a bad start. And everybody's going on past me. And the fact that I have a bike that was fast enough for last level, but not necessarily fast enough for this level, is really going to screw me early on now. I got no chance. I got no chance of placing in this. So I'm just going to hope to survive the race and get some money out of it. Okay, that looked and sounded like it hurt. I think I lost some epidermis on that. Yeah. GG, going back to what you said earlier about the algorithm, I think part of the reason the algorithm usually works against me is because I tend to do very obscure stuff. Yeah, I tend to do more obscure retro games and indie titles, so I don't often necessarily show up on people's radars as a result of that. But that's okay, because it's the stuff I want to do, and it's the stuff I have always enjoyed, and, you know, it's the stuff I want to impart to others. You know, 7,000 gazillion people can play, you know, Call of Battle, Duty, Minefield, you know, or whatever the hell, you know. I'm going to, I'd rather be the one person that does the other stuff. Nice try, Biff. Take a swing at me, Biff, I will leave you stiff. Not in that way. That sounded terrible. I deserve to be hit by a car for that. Holy shiitake. Oh, come on! Somebody run into the back of my bike so I can get a slight speed boost. I think this may be the one where I wreck. It is not looking promising at all. Zippy! Possibly the pinhead. Okay, well, if I'm seeing Zippy, then I must not be doing too badly, because he's usually in the upper ranks for this race. And Butch just bought it. Spike, okay. Sergio. There's the new guy we're going to hear from. And Sergio is bizarre. You will see why when you start hearing from him. And past O'Leary, good. I don't want to get busted anymore. If I wreck, I'm almost fine with that, because at least that way I can show stuff off. But I don't want to get busted anymore. Unless it's by O'Rourke, I'm fine with that. And welcome back, Misfit Kitten. You were not witness to a whole lot of failure. This is proof positive why I should only be behind something with 4 wheels. Oh, incidentally, one of the earlier ideas for this was to do quad racing. Oh, god damn! I crashed right into Christmas. I punched Christmas, yes. Well, Christmas punched me. Sergio, I never could afford those fancy jeans. Sergio can afford fancy bikes, and he is very enthused with that fact. Oh, god damn, that was close. Yeah, I don't think I can take another hit. And tailgating. It's also interesting to me that all the cars in here are one of 3 colors, and one of them happens to be piss yellow. Yeah, at this point, like I said, I'm just racing for placing. Angel, okay. Angel's usually a little further back in the pack on the 3rd level races, so she must have taken advantage of some people bailing. Fuck. And we are wrecked. Okay, that's my favorite wrecking quote. It's hard to be cool when you're bleeding like that. $700 for repairs. Severe impact gravel tooth. Highly flawed. Come on, show me the 3rd. Sergio, it's finito, amico. I pray for you, but I pity your camshaft. Yeah, Sergio kind of looks like a very snide Arthur Fonzarelli. Yeah. So yeah, wreck there. Fortunately, I still have plenty of cash to go. And I still have plenty of races to go. So hopefully things can get a little better next time. So, for now, thank you very much for taking this ride with me. And always remember, cows. Cows are the enemy. Cows are the enemy of everyone on a motorcycle and not. They didn't call it mad cow disease for nothing. So take care until we game again. Cut. Okay. Reset my timer here. Okay. Do my timer. 3, 2, 1. I'm getting fined. I'm crashing. I'm not placing in the races. I'm starting to get kind of torqued. Welcome back to Road Rash. And things haven't been going well for us, but hopefully we can start turning things around and pretty quickly. So let's take another stab at a level I haven't done on level 3, Grass Valley. It is useless to fight the police. It'll only make matters worse. Yeah, in the first Road Rash, you could punch the police, but it really didn't change anything. I think there might have been 1 or 2 cops later that would get after you more if you tried to do it. Oh, thank you, Hawkeye. I didn't know you even had a club. In Road Rash 2, you actually could hit the police enough to knock them significantly down in health. I don't know if you could actually knock them off their bikes or not. But it did definitely make them a lot more aggressive towards you if you tried that. I don't know if that was in this one, if that was as significant as Kira said, but yeah, you can't knock the police off their bikes in this one. So, you know, if all you're going to do is piss them off, why bother? Cross-town traffic, so hard to get through you. Veer a little bit, and I'm good. I'm always glad when I can see the turns coming ahead of time, because it gives me a chance to get into the other lane and compensate. I think I missed him anyway. No, I am not getting caught by Dum Dum. I'm getting caught by Dum Dum. God damn it. Oh, and you notice the fine's bigger now, too. Alright, hang on a second. Okay, yeah, I can't take any more chances. Yeah, I'm getting to the point where if I start getting smacked around more than I am, or getting caught by the cops anymore, I could end up having a game over on my hands. So yeah, I cannot risk that. Well, you know what? As long as my luck is going absolutely to shit, let's just do my worst course and get it out of the way. Witness me airborne. I'm Slater. Fly me. I have to wonder if Slater was designed partially after Christian Slater, because he definitely has that look and that sneer to him, doesn't he? Oh, also, I should mention I'm fairly sure Lester is gone at this point. So, goodbye, Lester. We hardly knew ye. I still say he should have had a more prominent role given how important he was in the Skate or Die series. But then again, not everybody can adapt from skateboards to motorcycles the way Slater did. Yeah, who knows, maybe in Road Rash 2, Poseur Pete shows up or something. No, this is not happening twice. That almost happened twice. I really have got to scratch my chin. And I am scared to. I am scared to let up off this directional pad for even a microsecond. Because if I do, I will dearly pay for it. Fortunately, Akira I usually don't have to worry about. Though anybody, when push comes to shove, can start pushing and or shoving. And the Palm Desert is always a crapshoot anyway, because so much of it is slick. Ugh. Okay, I can't believe I got around that. Blind hills with sand in my gears, not a fun combination. Ah! Okay, and that's what I mean about skidding out on the sand. I thought one of them was going to run me over. I swear to God, I thought that. Okay, one of the rare times in this race on this track where going off the road actually helped. Because I was able to just stay straight instead of trying to maneuver, and it kept me going. More importantly, it got me around the oncoming traffic. And I saw Akira airborne. I would like to witness Slater airborne, but unfortunately he's way back there. Okay, well, not the way I wanted to win the race with Akira, but I'll take it. All's fair in love and ration. This is the one time you can get a rash from love and accept it. And Akira passes me again, of course. He's tough. I'm not taking anything away from him. And that could have been bad. I don't usually see the NPCs get hit by oncoming traffic over the hills. They seem to have kind of a sixth sense about it. I see live cars. Shit. Almost had a vehicular me-slaughter. Okay, just shy of placing. Damn it. Chip, Zippy, Butch. Chip, Zippy, and Butch. Sounds like a Doritos ad, doesn't it? Our new chips with the zippy butchness of salsa. Alright, so I got some more cash in pocket. So there's at least a little bit of a relief. Whoops. I messed up. I was going to go take a look at bikes, but I needed to do that on the previous screen. Okay, well, let's try the Redwood Forest. Don't eyeball me, bud. I want a little respect, you hear? This is a time when I really wish my webcam was working, because I would have eyeballed the hell out of you. Oh, thank you. That might go a little ways towards... or not. And again, with the speed of this bike compared to the speed of the rest of the pack, yeah, this is going to put me at a definite disadvantage. Basically, at this point to place, I would have to, like, not have any disasters at all. which I'm not betting on happening. The animation confused me a little bit there. I thought somebody's bike went tumbling. Sometimes the with the way the animation comes from the top of the screen, or the horizon, I guess I should say, and comes to the forefront, it's a little bit tricky to determine something once in a while. Sometimes it looks like a bike is tumbling when it actually isn't. And sometimes it looks like a cop is... Yeah. Sometimes it looks like a cop is appearing ahead of you in the road when they actually aren't. And then there actually is one. Yeah, if there's going to be a cop on this race, please let it just be O'Leary. O'Leary I can deal with. Unless I do... The only time O'Leary catches me is if I do something stupid. O'Rourke and Flynn are more aggressive. They're much more likely to get me from their own merits. Whoop. Almost got milk there. Oh my god. Oh! Okay, I was about to compliment myself for the cool maneuver of ramping off his bike after I knocked him off it, and then I drive straight into a fucking tree. Coolness factor bottomed out. And thank you for the boost, Hoghide. Much appreciated. I wasn't sure about that, but I got past it. I'll take it. I'm very much like the Baltimore Ravens, you know. We don't always win pretty, but, you know, we do win more often than not. At least the last couple of years. See, I do know something about sports ball. Skidding all over the damn place is not going to help me much. Oh, dicks. Well, on the bright side, I didn't go all that far when I slid. On the negative side, I have pine needles in my teeth. Okay, a few miles to go. Wow. That's about the best you can hope for, that you cut around the outside of those things or somehow in between them. And O'Rourke. Are you kidding me? Wait a minute, he knocks me off my bike and then just goes on? Okay. Thank God for small favors, I'll take it. Flynn, fuck. Oh no, God, O'Shea! God damn it! I didn't think he was gonna show up. Kinda slow for a rasher. I had you pegged as a loser. Okay, O'Shea is an interesting one. According to his backstory, he used to be a rasher himself, but the cops figured they could use somebody who knew all the rasher hangouts, so they bought him off. And basically deputized him, I guess, for lack of a better term. How do you expect to win if you can't outrun me on my hog? Have a ticket and thanks for the dance. Yeah, O'Shea is very dangerous because he still has that rasher attitude. So he is very, very aggressive. Well, God damn it. Okay, let's see if we can clear this 21 Jump Street jerk, yeah. 21 jump Phoebe. Well, let me see if I can get this albatross off my back, at least. I may not have much of a chance in these races, honestly, until I can afford the next bike. But I'm never going to be able to afford the next bike if I keep wrecking what I got and, you know, getting caught by the man. And woman, as you will see. Yes, the head of the cops is indeed female, and she is the worst of the bunch. Early video game feminism, I suppose, but nothing wrong with that. At least not when they're on my side. Uh-oh. Okay, that could have gone all kinds of wrong. I wasn't sure how far behind me O'Leary was, and going off the side of the road in this track is never a good thing. All I needed to do was slip and he might have had me. But fortunately he disappeared before that happened, and that was close. Oh, my spine! And my other spine, and my third spine. All of my spines. Yeah, I'd say in between this and the next installment, I've definitely got some grinding racing to do. Welcome back to Grind My Gears. I just had the thought of one of my favorite Choose Your Own Adventure books as a kid. It was called The Race Forever. Didn't have motorcycles in it. It was rally cars and trucks. But in one of the levels with the trucks, or one of the scenarios with the trucks, you're driving through the desert, and a sudden sandstorm, this is before that, you start to hear a grinding sound from the axles. And you basically, if you decide to check it out, you found out that sand was in the axles and it started to wear them down. So you take some time and oil them back up, and you're on your merry way. If you don't do that, and you have two chances to do it, by the way, so if you're really stupid and don't do it twice, the axle snaps, and you're stuck in the desert when a sandstorm comes up that buries you, your co-pilot, and your vehicle in these sands for all time. So yeah, the lesson here, proper car maintenance is a must. And if you get sand in your bike here, make sure you shake it out. I'm amazed how much I can recall these things and talk about them while at the same time trying to not become a skid mark on the roadway of life. Get out of my way, you pinhead. Did I make that joke already? Ugh. If this seems disorienting, by the way, I do apologize for that also. One of the people that was in charge of creating the game, when there were some early tests and people were apparently getting motion sickness, his response was something like, "At last, I finally made a video game that makes people vomit." Interesting people worked on this game, and it shows. Oh, fuck you. This is also giving me a lot of encouragement to switch emulators, because the emulator I've been using for Genesis for years now is Fusion, which works for Genesis, 32X, Sega CD, and Game Gear, though admittedly I've never really tried out the other ones. And it has a semi-awkward save state system to use, but one of the disadvantages it has, or it lacks, is rewind. I got very used to that because of Nestopia and SNES 9X, but RetroArch can handle a lot of different emulators, and it features rewind. At least... God damn it! You ass face! You unbelievable face full of ass! Fuck. Yeah, let me just, like... Yeah, let me just let El Nino take me into the ending. Oh my god, I've got so long to go before I can upgrade. And even then, for a measly 5 horsepower. So just to see where I could go here, so... Yeah, basically... Not much in terms of a speed boost, and there's going to be some there's going to be some sacrifice on the handling, and then major speed boost. But yeah, the handling on this thing is probably going to suck. And then the bike that I will never, ever, 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 ever touch, because it is the bike that is guaranteed to fail on you several times. A lot of these bikes look very much the same. You can see a little bit of difference in the framework. Okay, back to the familiar territory. This is going... Level 3 is going very badly so far. Apologies to the people watching this on stream, but I have a feeling most of what happens during Level 3 will probably be shown in retrospect whenever things get onto YouTube. Because I'm going to have to do a lot of off-screening of this. But rest assured, I will save every bit of the footage. Which is also going to make... Oh, tisk. Oh, tisk, tisk, tisk. Otis, you are so dead, they're going to have to bury you 3 times. Come on, Slater, bump me. No, not like that. But yeah, this is going to be a very big YouTube endeavor, I'm sure, because I will probably have a whole lot of footage to go through, and trying to remember... Oh, thank you, that'll help. Trying to remember exactly where I saw what is always problematic, especially because I tend to do these things months and sometimes a year after they originally were done. I do them a long time after they were done. That makes sense. Oh, no, 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 no. Well, at least he got flown into the stratosphere there. And it's time for... No, you know what? Fuck it. It's time to load. I want a bunch of my money back. I have no idea exactly how much I erased there, but all I know is like shit was going bad and I was losing money, so I'm pretty sure I just gave myself a tax refund. Ask me if I care. The answer is no. I've stated this before, but it's worth repeating because, you know, we got new folks here. Yeah, I owed you that, Otis. You don't know why, because we're in a totally different reality now, but... I only have so much ability versus what I had when I was younger. And I figure the games have spent so much time cheesing me and, you know, denying me victory that if I have the chance to cheese them back, you know, why not? On top of that, you know, I still have to do the actual whatever it is legitimately to win. I'm just giving myself extra chances and less frustration, so, you know, I don't really see the problem. I will always asterisk my victories, like I beat it with save states, I beat it with rewind, I beat it with rewind and save states, and yes, I am feeling a little rundown, Misfit, and not in a good way, because I haven't seen Natasha in quite a while. Uh-oh. Okay, that was a potential bad spot. If O'Leary caught up too much, that could have gone very badly. Ooh! Okay, I leapt the oncoming car. I love it when that happens. Every once in a while that happens, and it is a glorious thing. Because it sure as hell beats becoming a hood ornament. Dodge? Sadly, no, I didn't. Yeah, I don't know if there's an analog to those cars in real life. I've never really been able to place it. But, yeah. I'm fairly certain they're not Dodges, because I rarely do. You know? Just to drive that joke into the ground. I'm pretty sure they're not Fords either, because they always seem to be running, so they're not found on road dead. Moo! See, that's what I mean about, jumping the cow. As opposed to, Rent-A-Center Fonzarelli up there who, just jumps sharks. Talking about Sergio, if you don't remember. Three miles and change to go. The one thing that's constant in these areas, the road itself, but also most of the obstacles other than the cars. So I guess there's more than one thing that's constant then. Yeah, but I think the only thing that really changes as you navigate the routes are where the cars appear. I think they're fairly randomly placed. Where the hell did O'Leary come from? Then again, I mean, the cars may not be random. I'll be honest, I'm usually too busy just looking for what's directly in front of me to try to memorize where anything is. It probably wouldn't hurt to do that occasionally, just to try to anticipate stuff. Because when you're running a, you know, mere 140 miles an hour or faster, it's nice to know ahead of time where you need to be, and even more importantly, where you need to not be. I'm not going to make it. I'm too far behind Natasha. I'm not going to make this one. But it means money at any rate. Wow. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and save state here and give it one more try. We're going to see if we can have one more successful race. And we're going to go ahead and see if we can get this monkey off my back. This sandy monkey. What's your name? I'm filling out some tickets in advance. Fairly sure that's illegal. But then again, who am I to talk about what's legal and illegal? You know, if there's one thing this game teaches, it's respect for authority. I know I'm going to be donating to the Policeman's Ball after playing this. Oh, god damn it. And all I ran into was a sand patch. See, even if you're not, you know, waggling the bike side to side, it's entirely possible for a sand patch to just send you flying anyhow. Okay, so now I'm going to have to rely on some people buying it, and me not buying it. I really should have done some more money grinding at level 2 before we went up to level 3. Oh! I thought I was in the clear. I thought I was going to make it. Okay, well, kiss my hopes of placing goodbye, but there's still money in it, so what the hell. Oh, shit. That was terrible. Hey, speed limit's 35. You were not going 35. Why aren't the officers arresting the cars? Now it's 55. We went 20 miles an hour difference in... I hate life. Such are the trials of the everyday rasher. This is why I hate the desert. And I start to complain that there's no rain. All I can say is, holy shit, that was close. I like... Shit, piss, fuck, god damn it. Jesus fucking Christ on a cracker. Ugh. This is going so very badly. Well, at least I can fuck up Viper. It's always a good day if I can fuck up Viper. Ooh, that was close. Okay, well, at least I've passed the halfway point. And I do not want to wreck because I've already shown that dialogue. And I don't feel like paying for another... Bitch. Well, yeah, I think that's a clear sign that I need to stop for a bit. So I will do some off-camera racing and grinding, and hopefully things will... yeah, I know I must complete every course. I'm working on it. Hopefully things will go a little better next time. So until then, always remember, sand sucks. Seriously, fuck sand. And thank you for joining me and not deserting me until we game again. Cut. Wow. Yeah, we're going to come back to that at a later time because we got the save, so why not? Okay, so ending here with the traditional reading of the patrons. Mike Panza, Rick in Baltimore, Viceroy Scorn, D. Ioti, Jumpy Cat, Shin Majin, the post-production contributions of Matthew Carr Anderson, and everybody. Everybody. Because doing this without the people I'm doing it with would just kind of suck. Yeah, that course was irritating. With your permission, I might steal that for the next intro. No, that worked perfectly. Course and course. So thank you, everyone that was here tonight. Also, thank you to new people that appeared. GG Shayer, hopefully I pronounced it right that time. Arcade Pilot, and Sunny OTT. Hope you come around more in the future. If you like what I have here, remember I got a ton more videos to watch. Please like and subscribe. And I do have the Patreon if you feel so inclined. As usual, I'm going to be doing this every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And go until about somewhere around between 9:30 and 10. So, Misfit, I hope you feel better, unless it's the kind of sickness that results in great humor, in which case, don't ever get well, because that's awesome. Everybody, thank you for being here. Sorry if things got a little repetitive, but hopefully once I've got some cash under my belt and a better crotch rocket, things will improve. So in the meantime, take care. Videos to come this weekend. We're getting very close to the end of Love Bites, and this week and the next week will mark the end of Critical Depth. There will be at least one bonus video for Critical Depth, but not immediately. And once Love Bites ends, I'm probably going to start Castlevania Portrait of Ruin, which has been sitting in the wings for a long, long time. Also, I have one or two other things, and I do at some point want to get back to bonus videos for some other things I've been forgetting to do. The big one on that would be Deja Vu. And when that's done, then I'll probably have Deja Vu 2 starting up. But this is all tentative. I don't have a specific schedule. Just enjoy what you get, because you will be getting stuff. So in the meantime, thank you for taking this trip through history and taking this California cruise with me. Always a pleasure. Be well. Until we game again.